Then personal spending made easy. America's Wealth Mentor is here to explain why making a budget could actually be hazardous to your financial health.
Serving all of San Diego, this is your Fox 5 News.
And we'll go to Erica now with some money advice. Erica?
Hey, Paul, thank you. We're talking this morning how your budget can actually be hazardous to your wealth. And I've got joining me this morning Linda Jones. She's America's Wealth Manager. She's here to help us figure all of this out in today's edition of Smart Spending. Good morning to you, Linda. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, so first of all, why is it that we say that our budget might be hazardous to our wealth?
Well, budgets can be hazardous to your wealth because they can make you feel like you're on a diet, like they're restrictive, you just want to go off it, and it can actually give you a bad relationship with money.
Yeah, you liken it to a diet where you go on a diet and then you want to eat everything in sight because you know you can't have it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's similar with spending.
Just like you don't want to binge and diet, you don't want to just spend and then budget.
Right.
So it's better to have good spending habits and realize to have a good philosophy about spending rather than being, restrictive all the time and being on these budgets that really don't work.
Okay, so how can we do that in a concrete way?
Well, you can have a spending philosophy that I called opportunity cost and realize that for every dollar that you don't spend, you can invest. Or every dollar that you do spend costs you something because you could be investing. So just like on Sex and the City, my favorite example, Carrie Bradshaw spent $40,000 on shoes and she realized she could have actually bought a New York City condo and been building wealth for herself. But instead her opportunity cost was very high because she spent it on shoes.
So how does somebody get started on this that's never done this before? I mean, do you recommend you pull out a piece of paper and write it down or no?
You don't necessarily have to write it down. It's really about being wise with how you spend your money. So for example, you can have whatever you want. It's not about doing without or having a frugal lifestyle. It's about identifying what you want. For example, if you want Jimmy Choo shoes, buy them at the outlet and pay 30 to 50% less, or buy 1 or 2 designer handbags rather than having a whole shelf of them and you're not using them. And then you have that money to invest in something that can really build wealth for yourself.
What's the biggest problem that you see people making when it comes to sabotaging their budget?
The biggest problem I see people making is that they buy cars too often. They're buying cars about every 3 years, and they don't need to buy them that often. And also when you buy a brand new car, there's usually depreciation that happens right off the bat.
Immediately.
Immediately. Like
as soon as you drive off the lot.
And half within a couple years.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
And so instead of spending $60,000 on a new car, maybe buy one a few years old that's already depreciated, in pristine condition with low miles. Take that extra money and invest it in something like silver, which is one of the growth opportunities I've identified for the next few years.
It's so important because that's a huge savings that you can do right off the bat. Give us some more tips like that we can all do starting now, whether we have a lot of money or not.
Well, another thing that you can do is right now with interest rates so low, people can refinance their house, and they really should lock in a low interest rate right now because these are historically low rates. And so when you can get money as cheap as you can now, locking it in and saving the extra payments is just a huge thing, and that's a no-brainer that everybody should be looking at right now if they can do it.
What's another small thing that we can do, say at the grocery store, just in our everyday spending? Just one more quick tip.
Well, one interesting thing at the grocery store is people are really programmed to buy on sale, which is a good thing, except what I notice is that the stores often put the medium price or the medium size product on sale, so you're buying the smaller size over and over and over, which is actually more expensive than if you bought the larger size even when it's not on sale. So look at how much you're paying per ounce for something or what the price actually is.
I always do that. I have my cell phone with me when I go grocery shopping, and I have my little calculator on there, and I look at the ounces and I compare because that is a big thing that you can do. Okay, this is really, really good stuff. We put your information actually on our website, fox5sandiego.com, so if people want more money-saving tips, you can get linked up with Linda. Linda Jones, thank you for being here as always.
My pleasure.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, Paul Bloom, back over to you.